Welcome to Baz Travels. After driving 14,826 kilometers through 24 states and Washington DC, I've seen rocket launches to the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam. I've explored Route 66, ghost towns, deserts, snow, and beaches on both coasts. From Vegas casinos to Alcatraz, the White House to Hollywood. Join me for a journey of the ordinary and the extraordinary.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
The Field Museum sits within a landscape that is doing more than framing a building, because the space around it has been designed to connect natural history, cultural representation, and urban planning into a single system that operates at multiple levels. The museum itself is one of the largest natural history institutions in the world, and its placement on the museum campus is deliberate. It is positioned within a zone that separates dense downtown development from the open edge of Lake Michigan, which means the surrounding grounds act as both transition space and functional buffer. That positioning matters because it allows the museum to operate as part of a broader system rather than as an isolated structure. Movement flows around it, open space absorbs activity, and the entire area supports both high-volume visitation and everyday use without relying on rigid boundaries. Within that environment, elements like the totem pole introduces a different layer of meaning, one that shifts the focus from natural systems to cultural representation. Totem poles originate from indigenous cultures of the Pacific Northwest, where they're used to represent lineage, stories, and identity through carved figures and symbols. Placing a totem pole in this context raises an important question about how cultural artifacts are positioned within urban environments. It is not simply about displaying an object, it is about how that object is interpreted when it is removed from its original setting and placed within a different system. From a design perspective, this creates a contrast between context and placement. The museum represents scientific classification and structured knowledge, while the totem pole represents narrative, symbolism, and cultural continuity. Bringing those together in one location creates a layered experience that reflects different ways of understanding the world. There is also spatial function at work here. The grounds around the museum are open and flexible, which allows them to handle movement without congestion. Visitors can circulate through the area without being forced into narrow paths, which is important in a high-traffic environment. This openness also supports the placement of individual features like the totem pole without disrupting the overall flow. From a system point of view, this is about integration. The museum, the landscape, and the cultural elements all operate together, even though they serve different purposes. The building concentrates knowledge, the grounds manage movement, and the artifacts introduces cultural context. And none of these functions interfere with each other because they're layered rather than combined into a single form. There is also a broader pattern in how cities like Chicago use space around major institutions. Instead of maximizing construction, they maintain open areas that allows the institution to function at scale while remaining accessible. That approach reduces pressure on the infrastructure and improves the overall experience. What makes this area effective is not any one feature, but how different systems are allowed to coexist. Scientific, cultural, and spatial elements are all present. They are arranged in a way that allows each to operate without losing its identity. The underlying idea is straightforward. A city can present multiple forms of knowledge at the same time, and by structuring space carefully, it allows those forms to interact without conflict.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.